I just started a new project of which I could not photograph myself with today or anytime the next probably week, as I went for my yearly dermatologist appointment a couple of weeks ago and asked her about these little places that no one really ever notices but me on my face, these little kind of whitish bumps that really don't look like a pimple, but they're just all white. And I asked what it was. She said they're clogged pores. So you need to go to a special facialist and have them extracted. Well, that's what I did today. And let me tell you, you don't ever want to go through that. I felt like I was in a torture chamber. Anyway, my face is not presentable, so you will not see it on the first of this project, or anytime soon anyway. Maybe you're glad, but and maybe I've given too much information already. Oh, but yeah. So that was not a fun morning, and now I'm trying to distract myself with painting. And I am painting a little table, a little bitty, it's mahogany, I guess. Anyhow, solid wood, little table with 3 legs, and this spindle part here that you can't see because the camera won't go up high enough, but you'll see it later. And a little tabletop that I took off. Now, it looks like a very nice leather tool top, but after examining it quite thoroughly and cleaning it, I decided that it's like a cheap faux top that I'm going to paint it. I did one of these tables a long time ago, and I left the leather because it was pretty and you could tell it was really leather. I don't think this is really leather, or I would not paint it. So I will be painting that, and now I'm putting on the primer. First I had to sand this thing, which that wasn't easy, but I got it sanded, and now I'm putting on primer, which these are my least favorite things to do. I do not like sanding, I do not like priming, but you know, you have to do these steps if you want your work to last and not to peel or chip. It may possibly chip if it's hit hard enough, but at least it's not gonna just come off. So I always prime everything, especially wood, and this had a like a varnish on it over the stain, so it really needed to be sanded. And now I'm going to see if it was oil base or water base put on here, because if it was oil base, this primer is going to start turning orange and I'll have to do another coat. I don't like anything oil based, it's just a lot of trouble. And anyway, so I'm just putting on the primer, and that's it for now. But it's going to be a very cute little whimsy table for my house. It's going to sit in my dining room next to one of my extra dining room chairs with just a little occasional table. So I'll say goodbye for now. Well, I finally came up with my design that I'm doing in the middle of this tabletop, and I've never done triangles before. I don't think. Maybe I have. I can't remember. But anyway, if I have, not since Kimmy has been naming all the stuff I paint. So we had a little discussion yesterday, and she named them the timeless triangles. You know, everything has got to be a synonym of something of royalty. And you had to have watched one of my early on projects to understand what that means. And I'm not going to go into it right now. Just know that everything's got something to do with royalty. And there was not many T's, synonyms for that in any thesaurus that we could check. So, timeless, because the royals are timeless, right? They've been here. They will be here. And so my triangles. And honestly, when you think about it, I thought about this just a few minutes ago. The triangle is one of the, probably one of the oldest forms of stability in building. If you go think about the Great Pyramids, what are they? Well, they're sort of triangles. Each side is a triangle, if you look at it. And now, this whole design, once I get done, is 8 sides. The whole thing is going to have 8 sides, which 8-sided is an octagon, right? And I've never done an octagon, so we got to name that. We're giving all my shapes names, if you haven't noticed. The royal squares, which are basically my signature that I do the most. And the stately stripes. And the dignified dots. And the dashing diamonds. And the celestial circles. And now we've got the timeless triangles, and we will see what Kimmy decides to call the octagon. That will be interesting. I have no idea. Okay, I'm doing this. I didn't know how to paint this. It was a really odd shape. It's got 8 sections, but they're kind of pointy, curvy, as you can see. And I don't know, I just was in the mood to do something different, so on a separate piece of paper, I traced out the whole top of this table and started trying to figure out what kind of design can I put in the middle. And what I'm going to put around the edges in this part will be a surprise. It's going to be something that's one of my favorite things. And I think that's what I'm going to do. That's why I'm not telling you yet, because I'm not sure. My mind changes as I go along, as things progress. And I get other ideas, but I think I know what I'm going to do. And it's going to be something that I have done before, but not on one of my YouTube videos. So, if you want to find out, you just have to stay with me to the end, or you could fast forward to the end of this. You know, if you get bored watching these things, and you're interested at all when you start them off, then just, go to the last segment and fast forward to the end and see the final thing. See how it turned out. Okay, I'm using these 2 colors. There's a darker, it's kind of a paprika-ish color red, and then a coral. So that's two of the colors I'm using on 4 of these. Actually, they're a big triangle. Everything's a triangle. Now these will form a big triangle, and the 8 triangles will form an octagon. And I had to do a lot of measuring to figure this out and to make it come out perfectly. So I have to, it takes as much time to figure it out as it does almost to paint it. That's why people don't understand why I charge what I do when I have clients, because I spend a lot of time. a lot of time, and I usually don't even charge for the time I spend planning it. But it's worth it in the end, I hope. I'm pretty much a perfectionist. Yeah, you're going to see, like you can see, that's a big triangle that I've already finished there. And I'm going to do these other 4 in 2 shades. One is a turquoise. And these are wall paints I'm using right now. I've had these paints, honestly. I'll tell you how old this paint is. Well, when I first started painting. And they're in these little pots that I get at Home Depot that they mix up the colors I want. And I did several projects way back using these paints when I was painting on wood. And I like the colors. I know how they turn out, and I know how they go really well with my living room and dining room colors. So I just shook them up and stirred them up, and they're still working. When I lived in New York, I think I mentioned before, I spent parts of 4 summers in Paris, and that gave me my inspiration for my house decor. I visited the Loire Valley, and I'm going to put up a project in March that is a memorial to my friend Rachel Hirschfeld. And I talk about France and Paris and going there. But anyway, the color scheme of the shades of reds, which these are, and gold and black, was the colors of almost everything over there. We visited all the castles, and all the castles, every room had these colors in it. And so I went, you know what? It's been good for thousands of years, so I am going to use those colors for my house because they will never go out. They will never go out because they've been good for literally thousands of years, or hundreds of years anyway. I've had houses that were very trendy with the colors that go out of style every year as to, you know, when it was all mauve and teal. Remember that period back in the 80s? And after that I said, you know what, I'm not doing anything that trendy anymore because I'm too old. I can't keep redoing houses. I'm in the house that I designed and built back in 2004. It was finished. And it's got to do me till I die. So, you know, I didn't have the luxury of deciding I'm going to go through every trend that comes along and change everything to whatever the trend is. So, this is it, folks. These are my colors forever. Colors I'm putting in here. Some of these, anyway. And they go with my reds and blacks and golds. Okay, I think I'm going to stop talking and speed this thing up. I mean, well, I can't speed my painting up, but once I get it done, I can speed it up for you to watch. Okay.
less. I wanna believe that everything that feels good is coming to me. Everything that feels good is coming to me. Everything that feels good is coming to me. I feel it coming to me. Yeah, I feel it coming to me. Tired of feeling stuck, oh, tired of feeling bound, tired of feeling locked up. I wanna break out. Tired of feeling horrified, tired of giving up far, tired of all the bullshit. I'm ready to trust that everything that feels good is coming to me. Everything that feels good is coming to me. Everything that feels good is coming to me. I feel it coming to me. Yeah, I feel it coming to me. Hold on, what you gonna do when happiness comes to you? Hold on, what you gonna do when happiness comes to you? Can you handle it? Whoa, can you handle being satisfied? Can you handle it? Whoa, can you handle all your dreams coming alive? Everything feels good, it's coming to me. Everything feels good, it's coming to me. Everything feels good, it's coming to me. Yeah, I feel it coming to me. Yeah, I feel it coming to me. Everybody clap your hands. Everybody do a little dance. Everybody raise your hands. Raise them up, 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 raise them up. 'Cause everything good is coming to me. Everything good is coming to me. Everything good is coming to me. Bring it on, 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 bring it on. The raindrops falling down and flowing through my hair. The shimmer of a penny balanced on a railroad track. The silence of a brand new baby in its mother's arms. Red rock of Sedona whispering her charms. No better words have ever been spoken. No better thoughts have ever been aligned. Love doesn't die, it doesn't just show up. Love's always there for us to realize. A tear of joy falling down from my mother's eye. A single red balloon floating in the cloudless sky. The face of a little boy all covered in chocolate ice cream. The sound of water rolling gently down a narrow stream. No better words have ever been spoken. No better thoughts have ever been aligned. Love doesn't die, it doesn't just show up. Love's always there for us to realize. Love is inside of me, inside of me, inside of everything. Love is inside of me, inside of me, inside of everything. Love is inside of me, inside of me, inside of everything. I see love is inside of me. whispering, holding the hand of another as they take their very last breath. Welcoming the face of another, holding the hand of another. should